So my fundamental issue with the interview and the talk is not the person who has the stammer. It's not with the MP. It's not with her who's brave and she's opening up herself. It's with society, and it's with ITV. It's with the TV shows. And as much as we need these people to speak for us, yesterday she spoke, and this is an amazing thing that she's been able to come over the stammer, is that she was, she could speak, and we need people who are on there that struggle for the fluency, who are people who are not the most fluent speakers, are the ones who have to think before they speak, who will be able to talk to a panel and have everybody hear what we have to go through every single second, every single, but the problem with that is that people like us, people like that, TV, they do not like that. Imagine if, for example, me, and I get asked something, and today I'd probably say that I'm having an offish sort of thing today, and you go on that show, you're nervous, you can barely speak, and they're asking you loads and loads of questions, and it wouldn't be able just to answer the questions, and the stammer would be, would be able to be heard and seen. And I'm not an MP, I'm just a person from the street, or anybody else. Why does it have to be an MP? Why can't the producers or the people that think that they are looking for ideas for the show, and of course stammering happens, in their minds they're kind of like, we haven't spoken about this in about 3 years, so now we need to speak about it. Let's just find somebody famous-ish enough, or who has some power, who can talk about this. We need people from everywhere that can talk about this. The fact that she is an MP, the fact that she has this reach and this power, and instead of allowing real people, and the fact that, and I feel so bad, the fact that she has a stammer and she clearly has the scars, but that's not a representation, a true representation of the struggles that we go through every single, just walking, being, if you walk down the street and somebody says hello, inside you just want to say hi, but sometimes you're having such a bad day that you just can't. And this is what people need to see. People don't see this. So you've got so many people who, they interview them and they say that they had a stammer, which is hard enough anyway. Amazing people who've managed to get through it, and then they talk, and then people think, or this is my perception of what people think, is that, oh great, you can be cured. The fact that she's able to come onto a TV screen in front of all these people, in front of an audience, and talk, and she's saying that she has a stammer and she's able to talk, and she's really, really good, she's clearly bright, she's smart, and it gives a misrepresentation of what it's actually like. And this is what annoys me, and this is still what's out there, this still needs to be spoken about, is why do we never see people who have a stammer out there, people who who find it really, really hard to speak? It's because it's uncomfortable. It's because people feel uncomfortable and don't know what to do, and the reason is because they're not exposed to it enough. People were just exposed, maybe it would make people like me feel more comfortable, be able to be out there instead of in a room with a camera. This is easier for me to talk. The fluency is up here. Could I talk in front of lots and lots of people? I don't know. In the first place, I'd say no, because I'd be anxious. But the anxiety comes from the fear of what people will think, because I know that people are not exposed, and people don't see the fight. People don't see what we have to go through. And with social media, TV, they have a responsibility to promote everybody, and there's only so many different things that they will promote. I'm not going to speak too much on all the kind of like other bits and pieces, but for us, we don't have a voice, and we hardly have a voice as it is, and we have to fight for that voice. So when you see interviews where there's clearly a person who's been through a lot, and like Rosena has become she is an inspiration. She's fought, but because of her success, I feel like TV will try to tick a box and say, oh, we've spoken about this. No. We need to talk to real people and give those people a voice for people to hear. And whether they feel uncomfortable or not, that's not the issue here. Everybody needs a voice, and we don't have a voice. And even when we talk about it, 99% of the time that we hear about it, we hear from people who can actually talk. Okay, you may sort of hear the stammer as it was, but we only ever hear from people who are famous or who kind of like or who had a stammer. But we need to start hearing from people who actually stammer every day, who try to hide it. There's so many amazing people who, just because they don't speak like everyone else, and because it's uncomfortable for the media, it's uncomfortable for people to hear it, doesn't mean they're not skilled people. There's so many different skill sets that, and people will hide it because they're so scared to speak about it. And I can empathize on the basis that I hid away, and this isn't about me and skills, but there are people who have these amazing skills, who are able to write, to who want to act, who can sing, who can write, who are smart, and I feel like some of these people are not heard, or they're not heard enough, because it's uncomfortable. And the interview yesterday just really hit home as to, once again, there's a discussion about having a stammer, and it's a tick box. It's a yes, let's talk about it because it's and let's all clap the person who can now speak. The worst thing that I would want is somebody to clap me because I can speak. Don't clap because this person can speak. Clap because of her achievements. Don't clap her because she's looked at a speech and because she doesn't want to say the words, and clap her because she's amazing. Clap her because she's become an MP and she's trying to make a change. That is what you should be clapping. We shouldn't be like seals clapping all this stuff, all this heart-wrenching stuff. We should be clapping these people for what they are, not because that they can speak. And again, it was just another missed chance to really talk about, to get somebody on who really has a lot to say about it, who can say it in a voice where a stammerer can actually yes, who's not a famous person, who has been plucked out, and who will make people feel uncomfortable, because stammering is uncomfortable. Doesn't mean that it's not amazing. Nobody should be ashamed of it, and it shouldn't be uncomfortable. But as it is now, 2023, it is uncomfortable, and we need to make it not so. And if the only way to do that is to make other people feel uncomfortable, so it doesn't become the elephant in the room anymore, to make people comfortable, then that is what we need to do. Thank you for listening. See you in the next one.